You're looking at a man defeated, betrayed by something I trusted, broken by a multi-tracker. This is the story of a song called Watching a Mirror Break and the unexpected process of recording it. This project began as mine always do, just me and my multi-tracker doing our thing, no computers allowed. But then this device prevented me from doing what I wanted to do, and then the entire session crashed. And I was forced to make a decision. Would I redo most of my work or break my DAWless rules and salvage the session? The Zoom R4 is a great little multi-tracker. It's super portable, easy to use, and connects to just about anything. But as a standalone multi-tracker, the R4 has one glaring weakness: a lack of control. For example, it gives you some stock drum patterns here in the rhythm section, and I think they actually sound pretty good, even good enough to use in a final mix. The problem is that the Zoom makes that virtually impossible because the controls that are behind this rhythm menu are inaccessible when you are performing a bounce of the tracks that you have recorded. You can't toggle it on or off. You certainly can't adjust the volume. And in my latest session, I really wanted to use this R&B one drum pattern, but I wanted it to do specific things, not just play throughout the song. I knew that I could isolate the drum sound using some fancy bouncing, but I thought that that might not be enough because these teensy sliders make it really difficult to actually execute the kind of volume adjustments that I wanted. But then an idea came to me, like a voice from a distant past or from every other recording tutorial you've ever seen on YouTube.
Use a DAW.
And to my surprise, I said, sure. I could do the rest of my recording in this device, and every time I performed an internal bounce of the things that I had recorded, I would just leave the drums out of that bounce. And then at the end of the session, I would extract two things. One, the bounce of everything but drums, and then the separate standalone drum sound, and I'd go into a DAW like Audacity, and I would mix them together. And I felt really good about my decision, really confident. So good, in fact, that I decided to make a video explaining the basic problem and my solution. And in the middle of shooting that video, everything changed. That's not what I want. But if I press rhythm, nothing happens. In fact, you can't press any of these, except for the one that cancels. Now I need to undo that bounce for sure. That's the basic problem. You can already see there, there's no bounce over on the far right of the screen. I haven't noticed it yet. The entire duration of the song. Now I'm pausing for a reason that I don't know, but something's happening. I go back, press play, and there's no sound. Where there used to be a bounce. A bounce of a bunch of elements. Hold on, what the fuck just happened? Yes, what did just happen? Trying to reload the project? Open. No. Yes. No. Yes. I'm sorry, me. No. It's over, buddy. Now, it may not look like much, but that moment changed everything about my ongoing session. And it left me with just 4 tracks, the very first 4 tracks that I had recorded. And without the bounce of those tracks or any of the other tracks that I recorded after said bounce. But I didn't panic much. I knew that the Zoom stored versions of every track that you record in the SD card, so I plugged this into my computer and held my breath. To my relief, I did find WAV versions, complete files of all of the sounds that I had recorded, even though they weren't appearing in the UI when I tried to use the Zoom session. So it's no exaggeration for me to say that the permanent storage thing that the R4 does is amazing and saved my session, sort of. Because yeah, I had the files for the sounds that I had recorded, but the R4 session itself was stuck in that earlier save state. It would not be easy to get all of my sound back into the R4 and continue work. And then I had a wild idea, at least wild for me. What if I finished recording in the R4 using this earlier save state as my baseline for a few more overdubs, the things that I had in mind, and then if I took those sounds and everything else that had been saved saved on the SD card and imported it into a computer and actually mixed the entire session in a DAW. That hybrid approach seemed like a healthy compromise, and at least the recording stage played out exactly as I had hoped. And by that, I just mean that I was really able to focus on recording without thinking too deeply about the mixing phase. And I am sort of happy to report that there are some interesting musical elements in this song that came from that more focused or flow-like recording stage. I've got some almost shoegaze-like vibrato bar guitar stuff. I've got an electric guitar over there behind that door that's tuned with Nashville tuning, and then I was using the pickup selector to do that kind of kill switch type effect, and even this toy keyboard that I used to create a bunch of different pads, and even a lead line when played through a fuzz pedal. I mean, a lot of fun stuff that I might not have leaned into if I had been manipulating all the sounds to perfection along the way. I like to let those imperfections settle and become part of what I'm working toward. It's one of my favorite things about doing recording work in a device like this. And then when recording was done, I connected the R4 to my computer and started dragging tracks into Audacity. Now, it's been many years since I last mixed a song in a computer, and within minutes, I remembered why most people do it this way. I mean, suddenly, with relative ease, I was turning a pretty simple and maybe even bland drum pattern into a custom reversed intro for the song. Cleaning up transitions using super short fades, making minor adjustments to the volume of particular sections of particular waveforms, doing the kinds of precision edits that are honestly really difficult and almost impossible on something like this. And then I could easily duplicate and then stereoize mono tracks. And as experienced DAW users can probably guess, that was only the beginning. I spent way more time in the DAW than I expected. Hours and hours over 2 evenings doing something that on this or on Tascam's Model 12 I would have done in a few minutes as part of a real-time bounce. And was it worth it? I mean, it's kind of hard to say. I'm really happy with the results, but I can't shake the feeling that I could have gotten similar results with something like the Model 12 much more efficiently. But that's really a topic for another video. What matters now is that the DAW did exactly what I needed to do. It helped me recover my session, fix the thing that I needed to fix, tweak a bunch of things that I didn't think I was going to tweak, but when I had the opportunity, I mean, why not? And ultimately to finish a broken song that sort of ironically is actually about dealing with breakdowns. The song is called Watching a Mirror Break. It's one of the songs that I wrote back in May 2023 when I did that song a day exercise and then made videos about every single day and every single song. You can find those on my channel. It was one of the last songs that I wrote in that span, and I liked it a lot. I like it even more now that I've rewritten the pre-chorus and the chorus and tightened up a bunch of the lyrics. And actually it features the first lyrics that I've ever written in collaboration, I guess, with an AI brainstorming buddy. I'm a tough collaborator. My fingerprints are all over even those sort of brainstormed ideas, but I'm curious to know whether you can guess which of the lyrics in this song were written with the assistance of AI and which are all me. And also in the comments, let me know your experiences using a hybrid DAWless and DAW approach. If you have used that approach, talk about when you transition from the multi-tracker space to the computer DAW space. And also tell me a little bit about where you climb off of the slippery slope of DAW editing. Like, in what areas do you accept imperfect or good enough instead of continuing to chase perfect? While you ponder your answers to those burning questions, I hope you enjoy my new song, which is going to play at the end of this video. And as always, thank you so much for your time. I hope you're doing well. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you around. Staring at your feet, bandages on both your knees, rivers on your cheeks, yeah, dry. It hurts me to be watching ringside. and dart, balancing a heavy heart close to the rocks and capsize. I am standing in the white caps when you cry. I grasp but don't reach. Reaching would just turn you into me. My talk you won't teach, so I smile through gritted teeth and you look back. I lock on. I'm not gonna pick you up. I wrestle the right wrongs. I'm not gonna pick you up, but oh, my heart is aching when I let you feel this way. Watching a mirror break. Watching a mirror break. Talk, so we wander in the fog, and I catch a cloud in my eyes. I hold it until you spy the first patch of blue sky. I walk but don't leave. You